Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now, obviously, Bitcoin is up 2.68%. We are seeing Ethereum up 3.76%. Still seeing Ethereum kind of outperforming Bitcoin slowly but surely. And we do see that the total, crypto market cap is around $2 trillion now. On the 24-hour span, again, we are seeing some major altcoin breakouts. Yes, I will be covering QNT tomorrow when I do wake up. It is currently up about 13.37%, up 25% on the 7-day span. It has officially broken out. We are going to be addressing that tomorrow, like I said. But we are also seeing some other breaks along the board for some altcoins, which is very great to see. We are seeing a massive flow of money flowing throughout this market. So it's great to see. It also confirms the idea that, Bitcoin still ranging around resistance. It's something to be concerned about, but for the most part, I do believe that Bitcoin will have its major breakout event either sometime today or over the weekend into next week. So with that being said, let's move on and let's talk about a few things. So first off, XRP still up almost 7% on the 7-day span. We are, moving slowly but surely, still hitting that resistance point at around like 85 cents. More so, I'm concerned with the resistance point at around like 92 cents. We do see this resistance being met back in around April of 2018. It is a significant point to really kind of break over. It is a ton of resistance as well. But once we do break over that, I do believe that we will target this all-time high very, very shortly after. So with that in mind, I'm watching things very, very closely, especially considering the fact that XRP does run last. We know that it went from 22 cents to $3.84. We are ranging at 84 cents currently in a similar structure as we did back here when it was around 20-some cents before it did that massive run. So, I mean, when we are talking about the fib outreaches, this could definitely hit those double-digit figures like I mentioned the past few days. Now, with all of this in mind, let's talk about the few things that are unfolding within the Ripple ecosystem. So obviously, we are focused on liquidity, and we do see, in terms of, how businesses can meet rising consumer demand for crypto. As consumers continue to diversify and expand their digital assets, learn how your business can leverage crypto liquidity solutions quickly and easily to meet customers where they are. Now, I thought this was actually a pretty significant article by Ripple, not only because it brings up the idea of the liquidity hub and things like that that they are building. Obviously, we do know about them, and they are talking about NFTs and stuff like that. But honestly, there's one specific thing that does get mentioned here, and we actually have Bank XRP quoting it for us and really kind of putting a spotlight on it. Loving this. Liquidity Hub, plug and play platform for sourcing digital assets. It will support both trading and treasury. Treasury is the key thing here. It does say it will support both trading and treasury use cases to help build multiple new lines of revenue and unlock a plethora of new avenues for both businesses and financial institutions to remove common barriers to crypto access, deepen engagement, and connect with their customers. The thing that I love about this is that it is also taken a focus on tokenized assets, and it will continue to evolve over time, adding access to tokenized assets, staking, and yield farming in the future. Best part about this is that this is focused on liquidity. And when we are talking about that, not only, yes, is it going to talk about other assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, etc. that we do see up here, but also think about it like this, right? To source that liquidity, it is going to have to be powered by, of course, on-demand liquidity. We do see designed and built leveraging the success of Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution. Liquidity Hub will check the boxes for businesses seeking to better serve customers and break into the crypto space through a single API integration. So this is plug and play. Liquidity Hub will tap multiple liquidity pools, ensure optimized pricing across a range of digital assets, and increase working capital. Best part about this is that they are utilizing the on-demand liquidity solution, so we know that this will be powered by essentially XRP. So very exciting to see, and we do see, companies using Liquidity Hub will be able to free up working capital because unlike most competitive offerings, the platform will offer reduced pre-funding requirements in destination accounts. Ripple will also provide access to additional working capital to help fund business operations. So again, incredible opportunity here to really kind of capitalize on one innovation that is happening in this space, and also fostering the future of course, liquidity through Ripple. I think that this is insane. I think that when we are talking about the amount of volume and value that will flow over this, it is going to get very interesting very fast, because of course at the end of the day, this is for businesses and financial institutions. So that's going to be massive amounts of money, and we have always talked about tokenized assets being trillion-dollar plus use cases. I mean, tokenized assets are going to get very interesting very fast, especially when we do see real estate being tokenized, which is a $300 trillion plus market. I mean, it's insane. So we do see here, in case you missed it, after a successful launch in September, Tranglo is now expanding its on-demand liquidity reach across 25 corridors. So that provides, so that providers can process cross-border payments in real time without having to pre-fund. Again, like I said, all of this focused on on-demand liquidity. Focus on the liquidity here, because liquidity is the biggest selling point for, of course, XRP success, and also just on-demand liquidity in general as a service from Ripple. So as the on-demand liquidity, use case itself grows in demand and continues to expand, guess what? So does Ripple as a name, and so does the value of XRP. I've always addressed, yeah, sure, do they have to utilize XRP? Not technically, but at the end of the day, why wouldn't they be utilizing XRP? Because when you look at the statistics, those extra 30+% savings on a lot of those fees, that is huge. But obviously, on-demand liquidity is powered by XRP itself. So really, with that in mind, think about how much value XRP is truly unlocking. And we do see here, again, this is what we are focused on. They have no choice. Listen closely.
The internet analogy, like the internet made it much, much harder to control the flow of information across borders. And information is one of the most valuable things that can cross borders. Like this was a very, very, I know I'm older than many people, but like that was a very, very big deal. Like the control of the flow of information across borders was just as important to governments as the control of the flow of anything else across borders. And they almost entirely lost that in favor of the internet. And I think if they're going to lose it to stable coins and cryptocurrencies, they're going to lose it no matter what they do. Like they're not going to be able to stuff the genie back in the bottle. And so they're going to have to start looking for constructive regulatory solutions, and sooner rather than later, because other countries are going to do the same. I know I've kind of circled back.
And this is also the idea that sooner rather than later, because already we see other countries and nations adopting this technology. And guess what's happening right now? We are seeing Ripple and its services powered by XRP being adopted, being fostered, and being utilized on a day-to-day basis outside of the United States, all while regulatory clarity is still not in place for XRP as a token, but also even crypto in general. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to have no choice. It is absolutely insane, to say the least, that everything that has been put in play, from David Schwartz in terms of talks about, XRP and where we are leading the race, it's all happening right now. Things are unfolding rapidly, and I'm not one to say, hey, it's all planned or so, but a lot of things have been, in terms of puzzle pieces, fallen into place perfectly. And we do see here breaking news: a senior executive at one of the world's largest trading houses is warning of trading house collapses. Hold on tight. We do see here the crisis in global energy markets will force some smaller commodity traders out of the business and unleash a wave of consolidation in the sector. And I want you guys to know right now, when we are talking about a lot of things in terms of failing through finance, we're seeing massive collapses in the banking scene. The banks are currently failing. Not a lot of people are talking about this, but this is why I've always said, hold hard assets as well. Make sure that you are stockpiling gold. If you want to stockpile silver, go ahead. But, also hold your, digital assets. If you guys, have cold storage, make sure it is in cold storage. Make sure it's off of exchanges. If you guys do want to use my referral link to Ledger, there's a link down in the comments below and in the description below as well. I'm telling you guys, make sure that you are hodling the safest way possible through cold storage. We also see here, let me get this straight, central banks print endless amounts of money, leading to soaring inflation and now losses on its balance sheets. Are people still wondering why central banks have been stockpiling gold? I want you guys to realize right now, it is extremely challenging to get into not only gold and silver, but it's also the idea that it's extremely challenging to just get by with how massively inflated prices have become. I just went to the store the other day. This is a real life situation. A little thing of raspberries, $8.99. Things are rapidly evolving in terms of prices, in terms of inflation, and people are feeling it. And things are going to get worse before they do get better. And I just want you all to prepare now. We also see here, I think there very well could be a recession or even worse, said the billionaire about the U.S. economy inflation. This is Carl Icahn. He did predict a recession or worse. And this is actually pretty significant. And we do see here it says there's no accountability in corporate America. I'm telling you guys, watch out for a lot of things happening right now. I've been warning you guys about this downfall in terms of the inflation rates that are continuing to rapidly, skyrocket. We do see here, I think there very well could be a recession or worse. He said, based on his experience sitting on the boards of a lot of companies, when you get to understand what these boards do, the system is needing fixing. He also noted that at this point we have a supply chain problems because our companies are so badly run. There's no accountability in corporate America. You have some very fine companies with some very fine CEOs, but far too many that are not up to the task that I think is going to be necessary. Sorry, I just messed that word up. Necessitate it. And then we do see he proceeded to share his investing strategy. I have kept everything hedged for the last few years, and I think now that we have to do it, we have a strong hedge against the long positions that we try to be activist in and get that edge. So that's the way I look at it, but I am negative, as you can hear. Short term, I don't even predict. He detailed, again, I really don't know if the Fed can engineer a soft landing or not, but I think we do have a lot of trouble ahead. I think there's going to be a rough landing. Inflation is a terrible thing. When it gets going, you can't get that genie back in the bottle too easily. We saw it in the 70s. We saw what happened. And honestly, as things are rapidly evolving right now in terms of inflation, I do believe that a recession, or even worse, definitely is going to be happening soon. I've told you guys that's going to be the worst stock market crash since ever. It is going to be the worst stock market crash in history. It's going to outbeat, of course, the Great Depression, the 2008 financial crisis. It is going to make history, and I do believe that a lot of things right now that we are seeing before our eyes is a warning sign. And we even see here all signs point to a coming recession. This is what we've been telling you guys for a very long time. It's not only me. There's a ton of other individuals reporting on this as well. You guys could do some research. There's a lot of great financial economists that do make videos on this specific subject. I'm telling you guys, watch things that are unfolding within inflation and from the Fed. Because when we are talking about everything, that has really started since COVID, because I do believe that COVID really kind of, streamlined the idea of printing money. We've seen like over 40+% of the US dollar printed in 1 year alone. I mean, that tells you right there that is a massive red flag that we're basically going to be seeing a massive inflation rate. So pay attention to things unfolding within, of course, the financial sector. I'm very concerned with what's happening right now from the Fed and with inflation. You guys can see the skyrocketing prices, not only in oil and gas, but also in food prices. Main things that you need for just everyday life. I mean, things are getting very expensive very quickly for just the common individual. And of course, last but not least, we do see breaking news. UBS and Credit Suisse have made further progress in how they would stabilize and restructure themselves in a financial crisis. You don't say. And I want you guys to understand what is happening within the banking scene and the financial scene right now. And I don't say this to warn you guys and make you guys scared or worried or anything like that. But I do believe that we are about to see a massive alt season. I think that we are about to make a ton of money. And I want you all to prepare that when you do make that money, make sure that you are preparing for what is about to happen. I don't like to, say recessions and, these massive financial collapses are a good thing or anything like that. But we can get ahead of the curve. We could also prepare ourselves and make sure that we are, about to take advantage of what is happening, because, any common individual that does want to do the research can see the warning signs. Any individual that does want to notice this and capitalize on it can. So that is exactly what we are going to be doing. I'm going to be putting money aside for, investments into real estate when the housing market does crash. I'm also going to be holding assets that I can stake that are over, of course, the inflation rate. And, at the end of the day, yes, I'm going to be holding hard assets and I'm going to be, storing a lot of crypto away in cold storage as well. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.